All right. Well, we're going to join our heroes then as they've awoken in the morning. They've gathered around the breakfast table and are about to decide what their plan is for the day. What?
Wouldn't I love you, man?
What do we miss?
I just realized why Marlo and Kia are bonding so well. Both don't really bathe anymore.
That's right. They have this unique aroma that just, follows them around.
Funk.
That's right. We like the funk.
That's why Race and Radovan are good friends, because we actually bathe.
They're clean.
We're clean. Yeah.
Yeah, Kealiana is the dirtiest high elf you'll ever meet. She's filthy.
She's
filthy,
just very
dirty
nervous
girl.
right now, okay?
She makes it look good.
Do elves shave? Or do they even grow body hair?
Well, usually, I don't know.
Well, you don't like shave your
I'm fairly
legs.
convinced that female elves don't, regardless.
Kia has mastered, she's so high-minded that she's mastered the art of willing it not to grow.
That's right. She uses burning hands to singe it off when no one's looking.
No, but I mean, that's a good question. Do elves in general have to shave their legs? I don't know.
That's a good question to ask Kealiana, isn't it?
Gee.
I'll ask over
I'll
my
tell you
page.
during the next recap.
Right? Yeah.
Boxers or briefs? Do you shave, Kia?
Do elves shave their legs? Alrighty, so yeah. So you guys are sitting here at breakfast time. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna order some pig.
Pig for breakfast. Bacon, why not?
Are you going to say it like that?
No, I'm.
Because I was going to say, do you want to start with Raisa this morning?
Why do we have a problem? Okay.
Hey, Raisa was just being sensitive to Marlo and thought that you were being kind of douchey. Just say it.
Radovan, Rainier, douchey? No.
What? Alright. No, I'm not gonna say it like that, but I am gonna try to signal the waitress.
Alright. Once again, you kind of get that longing kind of look. She kind of looks. She looks back at her husband, and he's like. Oh. So she shrugs her shoulders and comes wandering over. Yes.
Breakfast for the table, please.
Oh, okay then.
Place an order. I mean, yeah. So I'll have any leftover pig you have, and some of that pie too. That was really good. And some water.
The apple
please.
pie, the pear pie, or the apple and pear pie?
Bring all three.
Fair enough. I don't have any fresh bait yet this morning. Don't usually have that served up till lunchtime, but I've still got a little bit that I could warm up for you near the fire from last night.
Sure.
Fair enough then. Anything to drink? We
Just
got some
water
lovely
for me.
stinging little tea.
I would like some tea.
Tea.
No.
Well, just water for me. But
So three nice mugs of stinging little tea and some water. I'll be right back. Be about 10 minutes. Is that all right?
that's great. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is anybody worried at all about what to say to this retired wizard? How are we going to convince him to identify our items? You're just talking about pig. What do we do?
Wait, what?
I'm just very concerned. I want my items freaking identified, okay? And this guy seems like a grumpy.
Want?
I don't know.
Okay. Simply, we go there, we ask, he says no, we force our hand because we outnumber him, and claim that the world is about to go to some hellhole. And he needs to help us out because we're on the side of good and justice and the right of Arconis.
So we lie?
No.
Can't do that.
Because, the moon was purple not a few months back. There are strange otherworldly creatures who are clearly evil, one-shotting guards on the road of the King's Men, and we're trying to stop them. or at least find out why they're stealing shields. So I think something bad's about to happen. So it's not lying.
How's that related to our items, though?
Well, they need to be identified because we're here to stop and we need to know what they can and cannot do. It's for the betterment of the world.
Betterment of the world. Okay, well, if Radovan thinks it's right, then I think it's right too.
Maybe he's heard of Renison and will be interested in looking at our
Us.
items.
Maybe he'll be interested in stealing the items from us. I don't know.
Could be.
How about we broach that subject if he's resistant still, you know?
Okay.
The trustworthy retired wizard.
Sounds like he's definitely going to be resistant, though. Let's be honest. Look at us. Nobody trusts us when they look at us.
No one trusts you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's different for me. They actually do trust me,
Oh.
for the most part. No, but it comes
Forgot.
with the stigma of, you know, what I wear and my symbol.
That's
It's
normal
not-
people. This guy seems like they say he's going to be pretty eccentric, so he may not be like normal people.
And
Might
also
hate
consider what
Secretary.
Radovan is wearing right now.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, true.
Radovan basically is in
That's very
Long
true.
johns.
yeah, he's basically in like thin Under Armour padding. He's in his Under Armour.
That's very true. But I'm still talking like nothing's different about me.
Why don't you at least get some, like, shitty armor on, Radovan?
Yeah, shouldn't we close?
It's hard to look at you.
Says the woman elf who doesn't bathe.
Nice sponge bath, okay?
That's it. He's running
I think
around
the
in
lakes
his
and
full.
rivers.
He's running around in a full suit of Gambison, and that's it.
Listen. We'll be fine. If I was to just... I think we'll be okay. And this needs to be done anyway, otherwise what are we going to do? I mean, head to Candawin? Or not Candawin, the other place. Sorry, I get them confused.
The capital city,
The capital city.
The capital city.
My fault, my
Emerald City.
the
Emerald
Emerald City, where the witch
is it-
lives. Yeah, no, Iridian. He's talking about.
Iridian, yes, there we go.
Iridian.
I get those two confused all the time.
Alright. I guess we should talk to him after breakfast.
That's the plan, yes.
Alrighty. Well, a few moments later, she comes wandering over. She puts down 4 big, basically dinner-sized plates with 3 slices of pie on each plate. She puts a big bowl of like sliced pork in the middle. As an afterthought, she throws down a chunk of cheese and half a loaf of bread. And then she says, "I'll be back with your drinks in just a minute." She makes her way over to the fire, where she takes a hot poker that she's already put in the fire, and she sticks it down inside the tea and stirs it around, and takes another one, and basically does this 3 times. Coming back, she delivers you a glass of cold water and 3 kind of copper mugs with this kind of like a slightly greenish liquid to it. And there are a few little bits of kind of like probably a little bit of charcoal and stuff like floating on the top. Gives it that textural crunch when you sip
Smoky taste.
All right.
Marla takes it and
Whoa.
pours some of it into her cup.
it. Oh yeah, you're transferring it into your clay cup. Okay.
Okay. You
She
sure-
stops.
Let me bless this food for St. Cuthbert. So I move my hands and I wave it around all the food, and I thank St. Cuthbert for helping with all our ills and all our, the food that we got, and I'm gonna bless all the food to purify it.
All right. Purify food and drink.
Purify food and drink.
Okie dokie.
And bon appetit.
Okay. She after kind of witnessing you do that, she kind of stands there in awkward silence, like she doesn't want to interrupt. And then when she realizes there's just a little bit of time has gone by to where you're not going to say anything else, she says, "That'll be 1 silver and 2 copper, please."
We all look to Raisa. Just kidding.
I'll give her 2 silver.
Oh, thanks very much, ma'am. If you need anything else, just holler.
Thank you.
Okay, she scurries back over to behind the bar. They gave me a tip. It was quite a nice tip, actually. Maybe it pays to go over to the tables, as opposed to expecting them all to come up here. So,
Perhaps it does.
it's a new thing here. They're not used to it. They're not used to the concept of waiting tables. All right. So, yep, you've got your breakfast, you've got your hot beverage, and Radovan's got his delicious glass of quality water. Fresh from the barrel.
Guess we're gonna eat, and I think in silence. Unless anyone has anything to say.
Okie dokie.
I'm just gonna glance at Marlo periodically for no reason.
Suspiciously, or?
Very happily.
Okay. Your filth buddy. All right. So after a very, very hearty breakfast of fruit pies, pork, and, hot tea, what do you wish to do?
Go meet the wizard.
Alrighty.
To the wizard.
We're
To
off
the wizard!
see the wizard. Okay. So let's put you outside in Dardenweald, and we can figure out where you want to go. Okay, so this right here is the inn. You remember that he did say that he was kind of like through the fields, kind of to the north?
Yes. So
Ooh, I rode it northeast of cornfields in Shack.
There you go.
Thanks, Bane. You taught me a lot.
Yeah!
Taught me everything I know.
So I'm gonna point down the road, the main road, going east, and say, should we just take the road until we have to go off course?
I say we just cut through the cornfields.
Straight
Okay.
line.
Sure. After you, milady. I'm gonna give Kia like a little smile.
Alrighty, so you wish to make your way to the edge of the cornfields. Okay. Well, it's not cornfields at all, it's poppies. Lovely fields of poppies.
Oh no.
If we're going to stick with the Wizard of Oz theme, just saying.
Poppies.
Where's Cal? I mean,
Yeah,
Toto.
I was going to say, Cal's in a basket.
No-
and he
no
looks more
Cal
like a
yet.
small
Oh,
smelly
yeah,
dog all of a
right.
sudden. Okay, no, yeah, basically there's a huge expanse of cornfields. It's right before, it's getting right before harvest, so there's ears and ears and ears of corn. It's obviously been a very good crop this year.
I'm gonna point a little bit further to the east. Well, it seems to thin out a little bit over there.
Yeah, this
So-
is actually like there's a, looks like that this is actually an area between the cornfields. Clearly it is at some point planted, but it looks like they may have already harvested right here. There's a lot of crushed down corn. Either that or something extremely big and heavy bulldozed through a lot of it.
Alright, I guess we're just gonna go through. Right?
Alrighty, you make your way through the cornfields. Just checking for random encounters during corn, You gotta be too careful.
Giant locusts.
Corn is an awesome place for bad things to hide, after all.
Hey, in World of Warcraft, there's corn that you touch it and it turns into shit and it attacks you, so.
There you go, right?
Ha!
Okay, as you make your way forward, yes, indeed. Sitting in the middle of nowhere, not under any trees, not surrounded by any kind of cover, is a single solitary shack, about half the size of the average buildings that you've seen here in town. Clearly, it has no thatched roof. It has what looks like wooden planks that have been layered one on top of the other. Questionable whether the damn thing could even keep the water out, to be honest, but it doesn't look particularly splendid by any means.
Well, let's do this.
Who wants
All right.
to knock?
So you guys are going to go right up to the door? Okay.
Who's talking? I'm gonna look at Radovan.
I'm gonna look at Radovan.
While they're looking at each other, Marlo marches right up to the door and knocks.
The usual subtlety The subtleties of Marlowe.
I love Marlo so much.
Alrighty. There is no reply from inside.
Gonna bang a little bit louder.
Harder.
I'm gonna bang louder.
She puts her fist through the door.
Literally?
No.
Okay. just checking. All right. Yeah, you bang louder. There's still no reply.
I'm gonna go walk around the whole shack, see if there's any windows.
Alrighty. Everybody, as you kind of do a perimeter check there, go ahead and make a spot check for me.
Everybody or just Kia?
Everybody, because
All right.
let's see.
Hey.
Eagle Eyes Racer there.
God, that spot is horrible.
Kia got 23. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaggy is blind as a bat as always.
He's like,
So
what are we doing?
unobservant. Okay.
Hello.
Well, everybody except for the priest of St. Cuthbert, who clearly is in total plain thinking mode. The sides of this building are not particularly well put together. There's gaps. You catch some movement, like through one of the gaps, as you see something like move, as there's a shift in the light. And then, kind of glancing as you look at it, you see what appears to be a squinty eyeball peering through a knot hole in the wood.
Hi.
Hi.
It's her.
Hello!
What are you waving?
The eye disappears, and then suddenly and very abruptly, the door swings open quickly. It's probably not exactly what you expected. There is a man there. He's not young by any means, but he isn't really that old either. He's probably in his mid-40s. He has extremely long, scraggly gray hair. He's probably about 6'4". You doubt he probably weighs much more than about 160 pounds, even at that height. He's pretty skinny. Very sinewy looking fellow.
So he's Saruman. Okay.
Saruman. Yeah, no. But younger looking. And definitely not as sinister. But he's he kind of squints at you and he looks. And he says,
hello, sir.
Good morning.
"What the bloody hell do you want?"
My name is Radovan Rainier, cleric of St. Cuthbert. These are my friends. Kia, Reza, and Marlowe. Are you okay, sir? You're twitchy.
Do I look okay?
Look,
I was fine about a minute ago, and then somebody come banging on my
Maybe you
door
should do a heal check.
and aggravated me.
did you actually say that to me, Marlowe?
Yes, I whispered it to you.
Okay, because then I would.
Very concerned about this man.
Yeah, he's, so I will. I'll try to appraise his
Appraise?
health.
His illness is probably worth about 10 gold.
Yeah, so I just look him over, trying to ascertain.
Okay, clearly, I mean, he's either got some serious nervous disorder. He can't keep his hands still. His shoulders are constantly twitching. He's got this weird kind of.
Oh.
Don't hurt yourself, Gore.
I do it all the time when I'm not on stream.
Oh, okay.
It's like reverse Tourette's. Yeah, he's like.
Okay. Look, the last thing we intended to do was bother you, but we had some issues arise that we could really use your help with, being one of a known magic user in this region.
I don't do that anymore.
But it's for the good of the kingdom.
Bollocks to the kingdom.
Okay, what's good to the good for the selfish, greedy people that are standing before you?
Marlowe's in the back snorting.
I don't care much about the bloody kingdom. It's never done anything for me.
What
From
do you
the
care
king.
about, sir?
Okay. We recently procured some magical items of great renown, and we were hoping that you could help us identify them.
Why would I want to do that then?
Because they come from Renizin.
I'm the kind of cringe when I point at Kia.
No, nobody of my acquaintance don't know him. I do who that is.
Really?
He's an old, very famous creator.
Well, he's
of
not that
magical
bloody
art.
famous because I've never heard of him.
Well, there's books written. I mean, there are books written. You know that's a sign of historical relevance and importance. Don't you think? I mean, no one's written a book about me, so clearly I'm not that important. But Renison, they wrote a lot of books.
Well, I don't know why I should be the one to help you, but I don't really feel inclined to do so.
Marlo kind of steps up and kind of peeks between the two people in front of her and says, What can we give you in exchange for information?
Dunno. Don't really need anything.
Shit.
Cure for your disease, perhaps?
I don't have a disease.
Oops.
This my strange demeanor is nothing to do with an illness or an ailment. It's more of a side effect, shall we say?
A side effect of what? We've been
Doing
around the
things that I don't want to do anymore.
like identify magical items.
Not doing anything with magic.
What happened to you, sir?
What happened doesn't really matter. Just don't want to play with any magic anymore.
Well, can't we help you get rid of the side effect?
Doubt it.
You'd be surprised. We've
Yeah,
been
you'd
able
be
to do
surprised.
quite a bit for this world.
Well,
Things that people said we wouldn't be able to do. You know.
I really just want to be left alone, to be honest. But what do you have in mind then? What do you think you can do?
Well, I mean,
Well, if
clearly.
you tell us... Sorry.
No, go ahead, kid. You seem to know what you're doing.
If you tell us how you got this side effect, perhaps we can figure out how to cure you of it in exchange for you identifying our items.
Well, I
Please, sir.
suppose you should come in. And he kind of opens the door and pulls it open for you.
Grace is hiding behind Radovan.
I feel really awkward entering this man's hut. I feel really
Like
will
awkward.
step
legit
right in.
hiding, like a little kid would grab like their parents' pant leg and hide behind them. I am like behind you.
Alrighty, let's move you guys in. Okay. Inside the place itself, it's pretty basic. There is a makeshift fireplace. There's a table littered with all kinds of old scrolls, pieces of paper, quills, spilled ink. There's an old but kind of somewhat stained rug. And sitting over on the wooden table, there is a couple of decanters of some, what you guess is probably some kind of alcohol, but being a weird wizard, who knows? A bed, a chest of drawers, like a cupboard with pots, plates, pans, all that sort of thing on it. A large trunk, and beyond that, and a small table of chairs. This is a pretty sad, kind of shabby-looking place to live.
I think the fire's trying to get out of the fireplace.
Well, funny you should say that, because the fire doesn't actually seem to be burning anything. There's no fuel in the fireplace.
So of course Raisa would notice that.
It's just flames.
Okay, so I'm gonna tug on Radovan's
They invented
undershirt
gas.
and be like, "Look at the fires. Something weird."
I'm gonna look at the fire, and I'm gonna assume it's a continual flame kind of effect, or
Pretty
something
much.
like that. Okay. It's just what I did to my shield in Renison's dungeon, remember? It's magic. Sir, for someone who doesn't seem inclined to practice and keep up with magical study, you seem to be employing a little bit of it, and I'm going to point at the fire.
That's been like that for years.
Well,
I did that when I first came here.
Well, surely we could give you a more comfortable abode. You know,
I don't
mean,
deserve any more comfort than this.
Look,
I've
live,
done bad things in my time.
sir.
Very
So
bad things.
we're not innocent either. Please understand.
I almost killed a dwarf on purpose. It was
No,
totally
wait.
fine.
Almost on purpose.
Almost. No. Marlo over here wasn't a part of the party, but us three were almost responsible for unleashing a god of chaos into this mortal material plane. So you're not without guilt or, sin. Not guilt,
Marlo
sin.
was a little.
Are reasons why you shouldn't
Disturbed by
use
this.
magic.
Well,
It can't be trusted.
it was the machinations of an evil cult, which actually, Risa behind me. Risa, show yourself, come on.
Somebody brought me something 2 years ago. It was a weird, strange thing.
What
Don't
was it?
quite know what it was. Hooded
Show me.
fellows. They tried to get me to join some kind of wizards association or something or other. They seem to have this weird fascination for ink and tattoos.
Oh god.
And they tried to get me... Well, I found out they were up to no good.
Well,
So I refused. And after that, a terrible battle happened. Wizard against wizard, magic against magic. I ran 'em off. I killed one. But ever since then, some of the wretched curses that they left me with has left me in this strange malady. I'm no longer able to use my hands and my words intricately enough to accurately cast spells, at least with any control. And I found that attempting to do so usually ends up with an ill effect that I don't desire. Much to a few innocent people's demise.
Marlo senses the discomfort of her party and kind of looks at them
And OVG, thanks for the follow.
out of the corner of her eye.
Strange tattoos, you say.
okay. We were unfortunately party to these strange tattoos in an attempt to control us and our emotions.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know that we killed the cult during the ritual,
Oh,
and the marks that they had put upon our skin was gone.
well, your marks may have been, but the scars of that duel that I had with them is still haunting me 2 years later. Pikachu! And you're back.
Okay, well, the one you killed, do you know what his name was?
I have no idea. After I saw him fall, I fled with
Have
my
you-
very life.
Did you ever claim his body again?
No, I never went back there.
Where was it that this occurred?
Oh, it was a long, long way west of here.
Do you
Well,
think maybe you didn't kill him? And you just saw him fall?
It's possible, although
Wait,
there wasn't much left of him after the lightning struck him.
where west? We come from the west, from Corthan and from, Saruman, me specifically.
Outside a town called Hillbrook.
Who's Helen? I never went to Hillbrook.
Further west than the city of Corthan.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't really go there. Are you scarred? Can we see the scars that
I have.
you say?
They're not physical scars. They're
Imagine.
more. I suppose I'm somehow affected.
And
I
I
have little
suppose-
control over my own bodily functions and my motive skills.
I suppose someone's already tried to remove curse.
No one's tried to do anything. I just hid. I've stayed here. Away from everything.
Gonna look at Radovan.
I mean,
Can't you do that?
I didn't prepare it, but I could theoretically try to remove curse on him. If he would obviously let me. I mean, I'm not going to just do it willy-nilly. But know that we do intend to help you.
Well, if it is within your power to do such a thing, as a priest of Cuthbert, is it?
Yes.
I would welcome the attempt. Never the sort of magic I ever had any gift with, removing curses and diseases and the sort. I wasted my days learning how to burn things, fry things, electrify things.
Well, I mean, I could also try to dispel magic, although I don't know.
I've tried that.
You've tried that.
Of course.
Okay.
But, as I said, shortly afterwards I attempted to, well, do something fairly harmless and led to the death of 3 innocent people. My conscience has not been clear since, and I feel that it is best if I stay out of harm's way. And this is why I live here, away from everybody. I sneak into the cornfields and thieve a bit of corn every great once in a while.
Don't you hate living like this, though? Don't you want to fight against whoever did this to you? Does it make you angry?
Anger's something I can't really afford anymore. Unless, as I said, any time I attempt to cast any kind of magic or employ any kind of spell, it always turns out to be something unpleasant or heinous, no matter what my intent was. But if it's something you think you can help with, I welcome the chance to be rid of these strange... Be nice to actually hold a glass of water and get to drink more than a sip of it at a time.
Do you promise to identify all of our magic items if we were to remove you of this curse?
I don't have the means to. Unless you
If we
do.
brought you the pearls?
Marlowe's kind of glares at Kia from behind
It.
as she says these things.
I mean, I'll if you help me, I'll help you in any reasonable way I can.
Good.
Marlowe leans over to Radovan. Radovan, please help him.
Well, I'll have to rest. I didn't exactly anticipate having to remove a curse, so I didn't actually prepare it for today. It's something I used to always prepare before you joined us, Marlowe.
I believe they've got a bit of an inn or a tavern in town if you need to rest. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here tomorrow.
What about the pearl? I mean, we'll have to go get the pearls, guys.
I'll go look for one.
Where? There's a store in town, right?
There's a house that sells a few items. It doesn't. A place of this ilk doesn't look overly hopeful that it would have a pearl, let alone the number of pearls you would need to identify everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a town nearby, not Finnerton, like to the east? Maybe.
Not for many days.
Do you know where we can find any pearls?
I may have an idea of where to acquire a few, but
May.
if you're able to help me, as I said, I'll do what I can reasonably to help you.
Okay, let's.
There.
Where is this place?
No, you don't need to worry about that. Just
You'll tell us, Radovan, when we cure him.
you.
Oh, well, yeah, no, clearly. I mean, that takes precedent. Okay. I guess I got some.
Resting
Can we bring
to
you
do.
some food back?
Something solid. You won't bring me some... Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of chicken.
Right, but we're
Or
not going to
beef.
spoon feed you if that's what you want.
No, I just don't want...
Kia!
Don't give me anything like soup. I can't eat soup. I spill it on myself. As I said, I drink out of bottles. I can't drink out of a cup or a mug. And if you happen to come across a bottle of rum, I wouldn't mind a bottle of rum. Found a few swigs of that right before bed does a little bit to help my nerves, and I tend to sometimes wake up still in the bed, as opposed to twitching my way out of it after an hour or so.
Well,
Marlowe's gone. She's out the door, already going to the tavern.
Alrighty.
Right.
Raisa would have done that too because she was going to do the same thing. So as soon as Marlo started moving up,
Okay, so you two hoof it out the door. Okay.
Listen, sir, having encountered the people who did this to you, I can, in my right conscience, allow you to live an extra day in this state. So I will be back, hopefully, to do what I can to ease your suffering.
Do you want me to wait here?
Your call. I mean, I'm going to be resting, so really up to you.
Do you mind if I hang out with you here? What is your name, sir?
Pirellian.
Pirellian?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Mind if I hang out with you?
I don't mind if you want to. I'm not much company.
Alright.
Yeah, why don't you guys sit down over there, and I'll be back.
Yep.
Well, he kind
Making
of
myself at home.
he grabs hold of the chair and like
As
wiggles it out.
As he goes, I'm going to cast detect. Oh, actually, I don't even think I chose that either. Never mind. I don't have.
What was it gonna be?
I was going to be a detect evil, detect good, detect law,
Oh,
but
okay.
I didn't even choose that one.
Yeah,
I'm so
that's
prepared
it.
today. Yep. Okay. So I'm just going to turn and go out the door and just like mutter under my breath.
Alrighty, so you guys want to head back to the tavern. Well, while they're going back to the tavern, I'm going to take a break from twitching like a weird messed up wizard dude, and we're going to take a very short break.